Commemorations will be taking place in less than 3 weeks to mark the 50th anniversary of the end of Australia's involvement in the Vietnam War. Australian Veterans Children's Assistance Trust is celebrating 20 years of scholarships for veteran families. And joining us live now is Major General Bill Cruz. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Can I get your reflections in the lead up to the 50th anniversary?
It's a very significant occasion for Vietnam veterans in particular, but for the community at large. It's been 50 years, of course, since the war came to an end as far as Australia was concerned. And over those 50 years, we've seen quite a lot of developments that hopefully will improve the lot of veterans of later conflicts. We've had some wonderful, notable people who have been produced out of the Vietnam War. I'll mention specifically this afternoon the late Tim Fisher, who became Deputy Prime Minister. He had served in Vietnam as a national serviceman at the time. We've also seen development of an understanding of mental health issues. Vietnam veterans were the first ones to recognise that this was a significant issue out of conflict, and they made an effort at the outset to establish the Vietnam Veterans Counselling Service, which is now referred to as Open Arms and now available to the wider veteran community. It was important that this venture provided an understanding of what people experienced during conflict, and now we've got the availability of much better mental health support services than were existing at the time. The recent Royal Commission into Defence and Veteran Suicides will add to that, and as I said before, this is building on the base of understanding for the benefit of modern-day veterans, those of more recent conflicts, particularly Afghanistan.
So is it fair to say that we have made significant progress in supporting veterans, but is there more we can do, more we can learn?
Well, we can always learn more. Learning is never a complete process in itself. As far as we're concerned in the Veterans Children Assistance Trust, our contribution is to support veterans' children in their educational endeavours. And we're aiming to ensure that as many Vietnam veterans' children who are still seeking support for veterans for educational opportunities can get that through the bursaries currently funded through the Department of Veterans Affairs, which we administer. We also have a number of sponsored scholarships which extend beyond that to those who are from other conflicts and includes not only children but now grandchildren. This educational support to children of veterans has a flow-on effect to the veterans' family themselves, where the veteran still exists. Most of them sadly have passed on, but where they still exist, we like to feel as though the scholarship allocation to their children gives them the benefit of understanding that there's support available to the wider family, and they in turn feel much better as a consequence.
You must have met some incredible people and heard some amazing stories. How valuable are these scholarships? And can you just share with us maybe some of the stories that you've heard of people who have received the scholarships?
Certainly. We've got a good record. In fact, those who want to follow up can look at our website where some of those testimonials are available for public viewing. The children like to reflect on how they would not have been able to overcome the difficulties they experienced in their early life without the benefit of that scholarship. We assess them very carefully. Their success rate at completion of their course is higher than the university average in Australia, and we're very pleased with that. And it's based on the fact we also mentor our students as they work their way through. We ensure that they have every support that they need to complete their course. We counsel them. We have a mentoring program, and this is an opportunity to see what can be done with people who come from sometimes very distressed backgrounds as a result of their parents' or grandparents' service experience.
How motivating and important is this to you?
Those of us on the board and those of us in our small part-time staff get enormous satisfaction out of seeing what changes this makes to the outlook of the child or young adult involved. We are greatly rewarded in our endeavours, most of which are voluntary, I might add, to see just what can be achieved, the benefit of education and enhancement of a person's dignity, in fact, and self-worth as they make their way in the world in their chosen career. Many of these children, in fact, most of them, would not have achieved what they achieved without the benefit of the scholarship, however modest it might be seen.
Major General Bill Cruz, thank you so much for your time, and I believe applications for those scholarships open on August 18. Appreciate you coming on the program.
My pleasure indeed, Gabrielle. Good afternoon.